Okay, let's see. He has tracks up there. It says it runs, goes through a tunnel.
Let me get those running. Those run through there.
That's an Amtrak, huh? Or something? Yes, that's an Amtrak up there. He's going to turn it on. Oh, he has a controller over here. Oh, look at his shop. His train shop is full of trains. Oh,
sometimes the smoke is a little much.
Oh, that's alright. So what is that city? Cleveland or?
What's that?
What's that city, a replica?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a thing that I got. I used it for a backdrop, and then I put the...
looks like Ohio somewhere.
The buildings in front of it, the shallow buildings.
Uh-huh.
But they're not working.
Ready for liftoff. Wait, all of those. Woohoo! I like that horn. There's one in the background. Oh, it's over there. I'm on the wrong one. Uh-oh. Are they going to crash? Come through the tunnel. There he goes.
That's a Vermont little... That little bitty thing is pulling all those cars.
Oh, that's so fun. He's coming out. Burlington Northern.
That's CD.
Oh, CV, Central Vermont. Rutland cars. Oh my gosh, that's too fun. That is too fun. Here he goes. Oh, Amtrak's going. There's 2 trains passing in the night. Amtrak's going on.
Seen this before?
No,
Never seen it?
Never. And down on the lower level are all his others. I gotta go in the shop. I gotta take a picture of the shop. Oh, I gotta get this too.
I made this.
You made that. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
I had the plastic place bend this. And I made all these rafters and then put it together. I thought it'd be good, and it actually fits okay. I got a magazine with this in it.
Wow. What
National Magazine. I did a layout for Lane, and I took pictures of it, and they published it. I'll give you a copy of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, that's impressive.
Here's the room that most people go crazy over.
Oh my gosh. This is the train shop.
The cars can actually come in. That's a fold-down track, and I can service the trains on the bench when it's clean. This track here is going to go for a Christmas layout that I'm going to donate to Lane, because I did it for 7 years, and then they said, we want to see it again. So
Aww.
that's the Acela. That's the high-speed Northeast Corridor model. And that thing was actually built in Vermont and Plattsburgh. The actual train.
The real
one, yeah. It goes 185 miles an hour. It can go over 200, but it goes 180
Wow.
consistently. These are the Jupiter and the 119. You know about those?
No, I don't know anything.
Promontory Point.
Oh, okay.
Those are the 2.
Ah.
These are the what do they call it? The Great Locomotive Chase.
Okay.
From the Civil War.
Uh-huh.
This is the Polar Express.
Oh, wow.
This is the real Polar Express, only they put lettering on it. It's supposed to be Pierre Marquette from Upper Michigan. And the reason they use that for Polar Express is you look at the number. 1225.
I was looking at 656. Am I looking at the... Oh, way up there. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay.
This is 1225.
There you go. That looks like...
This one here is one of my favorites.
Uh-huh.
It was an actual train that they built.
Uh-huh.
It's a coal turbine. And it worked 1 year, and they torched it because it was so hard to keep running. But that's a cool engine, really neat. This is the Flying Yankee that they're restoring. And I've got my favorite engine is the orange one. It's called the Daylight.
Oh wait, which one? The Southern Pacific? Which
Southern
one?
Pacific Daylight. And that would used to go, back in 1938, that would go 110 miles an hour.
Yikes.
Up and down, they call it the Golden State. It's called the GS4 for supposed to be general service, but they switched the name to Golden State because it was run out in California. This one here's a Yellowstone. It was one of the iron ore trains up in Duluth and up in the Mesabi Range. This one's a big boy. This engine actually still exists down in Scranton. The sister of this one, the 4014, is being rebuilt for the. It's going to be actually in service for the Golden Spike when they do it again in 1999 or 2019.
29.
I gotta get those numbers.
And your calendar's even a train.
This is a Allegheny. This is a Challenger. This is another big boy. This is a Niagara. That's a big boy. These are the Vermont trains. This is a Vermont train. This is the famous Lionel model that they made. Only I bought mine from MTH. That's the War Bonnet Santa Fe.
Oh, you've had the Freedom Train even.
This is the Freedom Train, which is really that engine up there. Painted Freedom, and it still runs. This may be at the Golden Spike too. I want to see that.
That would be cool. I remember when I was in 5th grade, I got on the Freedom Train.
That's the Freedom Train.
That was so fun.
That one there is the Cincinnatian, which is B&O. That's a Christmas train I got up there. There's a Halloween train. There's a Christmas train. I've got some other trains that are Halloween and Christmas I do for my train layouts. Not much back there. This one here is called a cab forward. I know I'm going all over the place. I'm sorry about that. But what they did is they took a regular engine and they flopped it around so the cab is in front, the smoke is in the back, and they use that up over Donners.
Oh.
It's an actual engine copy. This is a triplex. Instead of just, normally most of the engines have just the 2 cylinders up front. This one has cylinders there, cylinders here, and cylinders back here.
Cool.
So it's 6 cylinders. And it didn't work at all. But it's a neat thing. So they actually have smoke coming out the tender. Steam coming out the tender. They reuse the steam three times. The history of trains is amazing. The top one up there is the Hiawatha. That's from the Milwaukee Road. It ran through the Chicago to the Twin Cities. And the cool thing about that is the tail car. That's a beaver tail. Beautiful, beautiful observation car. There's every one of these trains has history. This one still exists down in B&O. It's down in the B&O Museum in a roundhouse in Baltimore. The 490, the yellow one, the silver with yellow stripe.
Yeah.
That one there, the top new diesel, actually pulled the big boy part of the way out of Pomona, California, and they brought it up toward Dan. That engine was pulling it.
Cool.
The 1996. So trains have a lot of history. This one here is the Dreyfus Hudson. It was an effort to get people back into railroading because the old style was that style, and what they did is they added shrouding to it to make it look more futuristic, and it actually brought people in, and they wanted to ride the New York Central. And when they were going to fire that up, that's when they bombed Pearl Harbor. And so the whole thing got...
Yeah.
The day that they were going to drive that out for the first time with their beautiful cars. So there's lots of history. This is